Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Kat and today we're back with another banger video. And today we're going to be talking about both pHEX and eHEX. Where are they today? Why I am super bullish on both of them for different reasons, and why I believe they are the Bitcoin of DeFi, and even better than Bitcoin itself. For a lot of reasons, watch the whole video through. I'm going to keep it very concise. I'll probably make a later part 2 video where I do a major deep dive into HEX. But again, I want to make a quick, latest update about eHEX and pHEX. I've seen a lot of people that are just holding pHEX for, a lot of reasons. For example, pHEX has a newer chart. pHEX is more liquid. pHEX is more exposed to the sacrifice funds. We're going to be talking about all of that in this video and why I'm still very bullish on eHEX, the chart that you see in front of you. Okay, so watch the whole video through. Thank you very much, guys, for watching and all the support. A big shout out to the YouTube members who are choosing to support my channel, and of course to the highest comments. Amazing work, thank you very much. And here, what's the CA or official website for DAI? There's so many on DEX, it is hard to know which one is legit. Cheers. And again, I'm going to show you the simplest way to double check, because of course this is a website that I trust, by the way. Go Pulse. All you have to do, go here and type PDAI. Simple as that. Once you do that, you can copy the contract that it shows you there. That's the quickest way to confirm it. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, moving on to the main topic of the video, I wanted to quickly just look into the charts about eHEX, and then we can also cover pHEX, and then I have a third token that I really want to talk about because it is worth mentioning. It's kind of in the same bullishness level as both eHEX and pHEX, so watch the whole video through to know what it is. But let's start with eHEX. Okay, now obviously, guys, eHEX needed to be eHEX needed to be created so that then Pulsechain came after. Okay, I might have butchered it there, but what I mean is that HEX needed to come first so that Pulsechain can exist afterwards. Okay, that's actually one of the main reasons that inspired or motivated Richard Hart to create Pulsechain, because number one, the gas fees on Ethereum were too high, and they're actually still too high today. There's no real scalability solutions for Ethereum, unfortunately. And more specific, and I've been researching this, I'm probably going to make it for a separate video. One of the main things that really annoyed Richard Hart is to do with the Berlin merge with Ethereum. This is when Ethereum was still proof of work, and it was basically where they hiked up the price of the S-load, basically S-load lookup from storage price, basically. And this effectively directly it affected HEX stakers, basically, and it wasn't a great thing for scalability, because I think right now I've even seen people where it cost them hundreds of dollars to end a stake, or even to initiate a stake. That's absolutely crazy. So this is why obviously Pulsechain, one of the main motivations that Pulsechain existed. Obviously there's a whole lore behind why Richard Hart made Pulsechain, but that's one of the solutions, because guys, Pulsechain does have a use case. We're actually solving or providing a solution to a lot of problems. We're not just providing a solution and claiming that, hey, it's the better. We're not just another layer one, guys. Pulsechain is a full system state copy of Ethereum. We've never done this before, where we're providing the world's largest crypto airdrop. You know what I mean? And you know about the PRC20, etc. But we're going to be talking about obviously HEX more specifically in this video. I am bullish on eHEX. I am holding eHEX. Number one, because we are actually only, guys, from the local all-time high, which is very, very recent, we were only a 75x away from all-time high, and now we are actually 93x away from all-time high. Imagine at the bottom, and this is actually where I was quite lucky, because I did make a video where I said, hey, I became a Hexican, and then I started DCAing. Okay, look at how many X's we were from all-time high back then, 471, and now we're under triple-digit X's. So it's starting to become more realistic. Okay, and then in terms of why I'm bullish on eHEX, okay, for different reasons than pHEX. Number one is the liquidity is significantly lower than the one on pHEX. This is pHEX. pHEX has 37.1 million in liquidity. Okay, now liquidity is a double-edged sword. I'm going to be real with you guys. The thicker the liquidity in a pair, the heavier it is. You can think about it in that type of analogy, where it will require more capital to move the price up, because liquidity is kind of a cushioning. It's kind of a cushion, right? Where it stabilizes the price. It keeps it very stable so that it handles big sells, big buys. It keeps it very stable. That's good. Okay. So this is why eHEX, the fact that it's way significantly lower LP than pHEX, this will require less volume to pump up higher. And at the same time, it's obviously very, 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 very cheap, guys, from where we were. And I believe that if we were able to do it once to be in the top 10 CMC ranking, we can do it again. So right now, and by the way, HEX is easily one of the strongest cults in all of crypto. This is why I'm super happy to call myself a Hexican. I'm super happy that we have a HEX in PulseChain. I'm very convicted. So my price prediction, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not guaranteeing you any returns. My price predictions for eHEX is an all-time high. Okay, we can even look at, this is why Gold Pulse is really cool. We can look at the combined HEX price. So both hexes added up is around 3 cents, 3.2 cents basically. And then you can see here, the ratio is 1:5. Guys, okay, 1:5 ratio. Now, my prediction, and this is what Maria, which is the Atropa dev, his prediction was that for the whole system to be successful, whatever you define as a whole system, whatever the context was, he basically said we need both eHEX and pHEX to be at a 1:1 ratio. Okay, and this is huge. This is very, very huge. Why? Because actually with pHEX, I have a price prediction of around $2. Guys, I'm going to show you guys in a second why. Okay, so if you're telling me that eHEX can actually have a 1:1 ratio, which is reaching $2, that's going to be crazy. Now, again, I like to keep things more conservative. I don't want to overhype myself. So I actually look at it as I'll be happy with a 1:4 ratio. I think 1:2 to 1:4 ratio is realistic for eHEX, pHEX eHEX ratio. So if pHEX reached $2, I can expect this to reach 50 cents. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, this is why I'm very, very happy if those two numbers did reach $2 pHEX, 50 cent eHEX. Happy days. That's life-changing gains. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then yeah, I mean, moving on as well to pHEX. Now, why am I super, super bullish on pHEX, guys? First of all, the chart is looking amazing. Number one thing, easiest pattern that I can spot right here is the wick-off accumulation. Okay, you can see that throughout the whole year and a half for PulseChain, since PulseChain was launched, right? We've been live for around 578 days, 100% uptime, amazing chain, guys. It is 17% quicker than Ethereum, with 10-second block time speeds. We're thousands of times, we can even check it right now, we are thousands of times cheaper than Ethereum. Look at that, 1.2k X's cheaper than Ethereum, guys. Think about the profit margins, creating stakes, playing around, buying and selling stuff. It's much better, man. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. Why are you spending money to just transact? This is why as well, Richard Hart, he believes that code or blockchain is speech. So why are we making it expensive to exercise our right, First Amendment, which is basically to talk, communicate over the blockchain? That's why I love being in PulseChain, guys. It's actually more than an investment to me, guys. It's almost like, hey, this is my home. I mean, if I was going to be a dev, it's going to be in PulseChain, guys. You know what I mean? But going back to the pHEX chart, which is amazing. We just recently broke out of, or basically we're touching it right now, the resistance level. Are we going to turn that into a support level? The 3 cent, we've touched the 3 cents, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hold on. We've had a whole year and a half. That's a long time for people to accumulate. All-time low to where we are right now, which, by the way, don't think that you're super late, because from all-time low to where we are right now with pHEX is only a 3.9x. So imagine being 3.9x late to the 10,000x that eHEX did, this token right here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm not late at all. You know, and one of the main reasons why eHEX was super successful, and I think it's gonna again succeed again, is that number one, Hex did have a pre-sale, right? And then everyone was able to, buy in with Ethereum. That was a pre-sale basically, and then at the same time, there was an OA holding. Now I'm not sure what was the percentage. I'm going to assume is around 90% a holding of eHEX, and that's actually what helped it be able to be very pumpable, guys. Very, very pumpable. Now I trust the OAs because there's zero records of the eHEX holdings and the Pulsechain holdings, the one that you're seeing right here. Look, if you did include OA with PulseX, it's actually an 18 billion market cap. But if you exclude it, it's just a 2.6 billion market cap, guys. Okay, so I would rather this, because when I think of an OA, the origin addresses, I think of them as a benevolent secondary burn address. That's my description of them. You know what I mean? I trust Richard Heart actually more than Vitalik, more than Ethereum. Because you have Ethereum Foundation that are literally notorious to be dumping on people's heads, dumping Ethereum on your heads, the investors' heads. Go look it up. What about XRP that has monthly token unlocks, averaging around selling, 40 to 60% of the token unlocks, selling it on people's heads? Come on, this is why I'm happy to be here on PulseChain, where the creator, the founder of PulseChain doesn't need to pay disingenuous content creators. We have 220 content creators here in PulseChain that are unpaid, and we're doing this out of our own, choice because we want to do this. This is where we're believing in this. You know what I mean, guys? I'm making these videos. It's a pleasure to make these videos. You know what I mean? I don't need to get paid by no one because my investment, you know what I mean? I already know as well. Like if I made this video, it's not like I'm going to pump the pHEX price or eHEX price. My channel is not that big enough at all, So this is why you can really tell that my videos are genuine. I really hope I reflect this because I've been making videos about eHEX and pHEX for a long time now, okay? For a long, long time. Now, the reason being why I'm actually super bullish on pHEX, okay, is if we look into the sacrifice funds, it's a really great website. Look into rh.com. You look at the current status of the sacrifice funds. It is 622 million, basically at breaking even, where the average DCA entry price for Richard Heart. And if you guys didn't know what it is, this is basically the same strategy that Richard Heart used with eHEX. He longed Ethereum, and then once Ethereum kind of reached the peak in the previous bull run, he rotated that into HEX and did the buybacks, and it helped it do, the run up all the way to 50 cents. And I think he's going to do the same thing again. He's going to take this bag, which by the way, at 7,000 Ethereum price is going to be over 1 billion worth of buying power, imagine. And then at 10,000 Ethereum price, which I think is my target for Ethereum this bull run, is going to be over 1.5 billion, if I remember. 1.5 billion, around 1.5 billion buying power, guys. That's crazy. Now, there's also another website which I'm really, really, where was it? This one, Pampy. Price appreciation simulator. Now again, this is just a simulator. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. There's a lot of other factors that's probably missing out. But if we just calculate a 450 million injection, not even 600, which is what it is right now, if we just do that, and I think he's going to split it 4 ways, which is the 4 Richard Hardcore tokens: Pulse, PulseX, INC, and HEX. Let's click on calculate. Let's see how much would the prices appreciate from today's price if he decided, hey, let me rotate the buybacks now, which I don't think he'll do it now. I think he's still going to wait and long Ethereum even further to leverage it even better. This is why I'm talking about, hey, PulseChain is truly the leverage of Ethereum. I mean it in an indirect way and a very direct way because of Hart's Law and because of the sacrifice funds. It's pretty cool. That's your homework. Look up what Hart's Law, what does it mean? So you can see here, the current price of pHEX is, 2.7 cents. If he rotated, 450 million total, it would actually, and then obviously 450 million divided by 4 goes into pHEX, it would put it at a price of $2.5. So this is why my conservative price for $2 is $2 hex, which how many X's are we away from that today? We can find that out by adjusting this. It is just a 72X, guys. A 72X. Again, we're under triple digits X's. Now, I think this is amazing. It is amazing because once you consider the all-time low from $2, look at how far we were. It used to be a 539X. It's so crazy how all of a sudden, you know what I mean? When you go to someone and tell them, hey, do you want to make a 590X potential? They're going to say, no, what are you talking about? This is unrealistic. But now when you tell them, hey, look at the charts, it's now at 71X away from the price target. They're going to say, oh, hold on, I want to know more about this. It's crazy how people have different risk tolerances, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But, you know what I mean, guys? I think the biggest risk is taking none at all in life. Okay, now again, this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying, like, in life, sometimes you can clearly tell, hold on, I've just crossed paths with Pulsechain for a reason. Is this one of those chances in life where if I take this risk and I really believe in it till the finish line, like the people, like the luckiest people with Shiba Inu, let's say, for example, right? Shiba Inu, it went up the initial 300X and then it fell down, did a 99% dip. And then after that, it did I think a 700X, okay, which is amazing, right? And then it did another 90-something% correction. And guess what? Even after that correction, again and then again, the second wave correction, it followed it by another 3,000X to around where we are today in a 10 billion plus market cap. Guess who's the biggest winner? The one that did nothing for that long period of time. That's what it takes to make it. Same thing that CZ said, shout out to CZ, is you're only going to make it if you know how to hold for long periods of time. Okay? Simple as that, guys. You have to believe in it, really. You have to really believe in it. Do you believe in the tokens that you're holding? If you're holding HEX and eHEX and you're doubting yourself because maybe you saw a minus 20% dip, that means you're not believing in it. Truly. Okay? Don't be short-term price oriented. That's my non-financial advice. Non-financial friendly advice. Okay? Keep that in mind, guys. Sacrifice funds. Generally, eHEX is going to be the greatest CTO story, community takeover, because we have such a strong cult. Guys, even look at this. Richard Hart. There we go. Yeah, even after the majority of trading and liquidity for HEX migrated to PulseChain, HEX on Ethereum was still in the top 5 swapped on MetaMask yesterday and is number 19 player on fees on Ethereum today. So he's slightly shilling eHEX, slightly, giving it a hold on. It's crazy. And actually speaking about liquidity, because again, you're reaching towards the end of the video and I really want to reward you by telling you this is what I learned from Richard Hart and I'm going to share it with you guys. This is why you watching my videos, I try to keep it more condensed. I spend like hours researching this. You're going to spend 30 minutes tops watching my video, which is a kind of a summary of what I'm learning, what I'm feeding myself. And if you do appreciate this, again, you can comment down below, helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithm, share with your crypto bros, get them on PulseChain if they want to learn. Obviously, I'm here available. Join my Telegram link in the description. Let me know what you think of the video. Okay? Let me know if you want me to do a deep dive on HEX. Guys, a deep dive on HEX. Let me know if you want me to do that. But this is the secret sauce, and this is going to be my final point before I end the video, is look at the pHEX liquidity. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this off. I want you to look at the purple line, which is the price of pHEX, and then the white line is the liquidity. You can see as the liquidity falls, it's an inverse proportional relationship. As the liquidity falls, the price of pHEX increases. What does this tell you? And this is exactly what Richard Hart talks about, guys. Okay, as you increase, and by the way, this is what I mean. It's the amount of pHEX in the liquidity, not the total liquidity, because this is the green line. The green line is effectively the same, right? This is why when you think of a Uniswap V2 formula, it's X times Y is equal to K. It's the constant product formula. K has to always be the same. This is why, the green line is relatively the same, in the same levels, right? But What does this mean? Why does, when pHEX in the liquidity is reduced, the price is increasing? Well, let me tell you the formula. And again, this is why Richard Hart, he's very smart. You know, when he created a hex, he really meant it when he said, I've created a better Bitcoin, more efficient, better tokenomics, gives you an average of 38% APY. Okay, average staking years is like around 7 or 6 right now. You know, it's crazy. Again, I'm going to save this for the deep dive. But guys, this is the formula. If you have the amount of pHEX in a pool, okay, let's say you're looking at let's say we're looking at this pool right here. Okay, hex/WPLS. If you have the amount, and we're going to scroll down here, you can see here, pooled hex is around 684 million, which, by the way, do you know what that means? That means there can only ever be 684 million. Oh no, sorry. There can only ever be 684 people that are able to buy 1 million pHEX. That's crazy. Only 684 people are possible. Like that's the only possibility. The maximum. You have 684 people that could ever buy 1 million. So if you're holding 1 million, all I'm trying to say, if you're holding 1 million, you are part of a special club. Let me tell you this. Unfortunately, I'm not part of that special club. But with eHEX though, but yeah, you are part of that special club. But we're looking at this number. Okay, keep that in mind. If you have the amount of hex, pooled hex in the liquidity as an effect, right? Because obviously, if you're trying to buy hex, you're basically pulling hex from the liquidity pool and you're giving it back the buy side, because it's the buy/bid side, and the hex is the ask side. So you have to balance the constant product formula by putting in more WPLS. The ratio changes. Okay, so if you have the amount of hex pooled, you're basically doubling the amount of WPLS pooled. And what does this effect make on the price? It quadruples the price. Or, as Richard Hart said it himself, it squares the price. Guys, this is absolutely powerful. So looking at this website, it is powerful to look at this. A sign that lower liquidity means more price going up. Let me tell you. And again, it's from people either reducing from liquidity providing, they're worrying about the impermanent loss, and it could be also Richard Hart himself. You just never know, or the team slowly pulling away the liquidity, and that could be one of the original signs, the earliest signs that, hey, he's readying up for rotating that sacrifice funds into the 4 Richard Hart core tokens. Let me tell you. Now, once you scroll down here to see the eHEX, we can see kind of the same thing, but we're just seeing the crossover happening. So we're basically at this part right here. Do you see this? At this part right there, where the crossover is just happening, where the price is about to surpass the liquidity. And again, as I told you guys, the liquidity is already thin, so it's already going to pump really well. But we're seeing that the liquidity is gonna do that crossover, which is a very, very bullish signal. Guys, I'm super excited for both eHEX and pHEX. I'm happy to call myself a forever Hexican. You know, this is one of those tokens that actually can give me financial freedom, make me from going from employed to self-employed. You guys already know. Do you know where I'm going to rotate the profits from these? I'm putting them straight to the PulseX farms. I'm putting them straight to stable swap farms. Guys, you know, I'm staying within PulseChain for life. I believe in this, guys. The same people that were obviously lucky enough to be in the Ethereum pre-sale, and they're probably, I don't know, still around Ethereum. I think PulseChain is giving us another chance, but I think it has more of a bigger purpose, is more than a blockchain. And I've always said this, you can fork a blockchain, you can fork a project such as, Uniswap. We actually made a better Uniswap with PulseX. PulseX is deflationary. I'm telling you, we made a better Uniswap. We have PulseX farms. It's amazing, the farms that we have with stable swap. We've implemented curve liquidity. Now with also Ethereum, we forked Ethereum. But let me tell you what people can't fork. They cannot fork a community. This is why I'm telling people, and this is how I started the video, guys. If you notice, I started a video by saying we needed Hex to come first so that PulseChain can exist second. And be careful, guys, from the stuff that you're seeing right now. where, for example, you see this crypto banter, the crypto bull one ends sooner than you think. Guys, please be careful. There's going to be multiple waves in this upcoming altcoin and bull one, or in this bull run that we are in right now. One will be around beginning of Q2, and I think the second will be around beginning of Q4, guys. Do not get shaken out with that first peak, because it's gonna go down. Everyone's gonna think it's over. I think there's gonna be some kind of very bullish event, something to do with Donald Trump, something to do with, I don't know, crypto and the Federal Reserve, whatever. Could be anything, actually. We don't know. And I think, I'm telling you, that second peak could be even higher. So careful what kind of content you feed into. Always have a second opinion, watch multiple people. Don't just stick with one person, not even with me, because obviously I'm just one guy. I can't know every bullish thing that's happening in PulseChain. There's tons of projects that launch every week. I cannot catch them all. I like to focus on the main ones, or I try to focus on the ones that I've vetted out. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoy it. HEX is the better Bitcoin. HEX is the Bitcoin of DeFi. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you think of this video. And now, do you want me to make a deep dive of HEX? Let me know. I'll catch you guys later, and take care. Bye bye.